amusement park. Are you guys ready?
So ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, there were three friends. Name was Mikey, James, and Silver. There are long three best friends, arches. There are long being best friends around on the school. But what happens if they decide? But what happens if they discover on YouTube and was on the commercial of the Family Funland here in Farmington? But something was wrong. But what happened is all these three friends they just want to go out and have fun at the amusement park in Farmington. But something went horribly wrong. Yeah, at this time in a midnight at full moon as they go on to head off to the Farmington amusement park. But what happened is the whole entire amusement park was closed until their friends came here and they're driving along with a car. And then they finally stop right there where the parking lot used to be, where it used to be to go into the entrance of the amusement park. But suddenly it wasn't where. But suddenly they decided to go. They decided to go in. And then they get off and they use their flash. And finally they use their flashlights to. And they use their flashlights to use them to stop in the dark. But suddenly they went inside. Then finally they suddenly went inside to a theme park. But what happened is none of the rides are not working and the workers are not here anymore. But suddenly it happened. In a midnight night at full moon, there was all of a suddenly out of nowhere there was a creepy killer clowns. A creepy killer clowns are hiding inside of the rides and the carnival games. They hear footsteps are creaking and crawling, but a little bit. But this time, what happened is if you stop seeing, someone is watching you, but you will keep running. But this time, what happened is they discovered there was a train. But suddenly, it was starting to operate. And it's getting really haunted. As they go on a train ride, but something is really scary stuff to happen. The train was starting to roll off the station. Suddenly, the train went rolling off to the station, and their three friends starting to ride on the train, but it's starting to went haunted. But suddenly the train went. But when all suddenly the train went faster and faster and faster the speed of light, and then the train suddenly screeched and stopped up to a halt. But suddenly their friends are stuck inside the forest. But what happened is the animatronics are starting to come to life, and they didn't not work. But suddenly it was starting to get really haunted. But this time the animatronics wanted to eat the children. All these three friends they want to jump out, jumping off the train. They just jump off the train on the haunted train, and then the animatronics starting to chase those three friends, and then they run away and scream in fear. as as they finally reach back to the train station at the carnival, but suddenly the killer clown started to reappear and jump scare everyone. And and the clown and of course the clowns say, "You want a balloon?" And of course the lady clown said, "Come on, you want to ride with me? Come and ride." But what happened is they don't want to trust them. If you trust those scary killer clowns, they will kill you. But don't trust them that they have their free candy. Indeed, as the animatronics and the killer clowns starting to chase them around, and the three kids are trying to hide around the carnival, but they never worked. But the killer clowns are still everywhere, hidden around on the ride in the carnival game, or even the carnival games. But the friends, they decided to find the exit and getting into the car and call the police. But finally, as they reach out of the entrance, they decided to close the gates really quickly. And then all of a sudden, and then finally, the cops and the police were finally arrived at the scene. But as they get out of the car and those three friends are turn around, but there is no animatronics and the killer clowns, and the carnival is still not operating. And finally, the three friends were getting into the car, and the police cops were saying it was just a false alarm. So at the end of the story, the kids were finally going back to their car and telling them what their parents are thinking about the event and the Farmington Carnival abandoned amusement park. But finally they will never gonna come back ever again. But finally they will never gonna come back to the abandoned amusement park ever again. And they were survived.
Oh, God.
They live all. The end.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, I saw. Okay, I saw.
I'm kind of concerned that I think I live a little too close to it, even though it's, like,